What's up, YouTube? This is Red Devilosa. I got three of my friends here, right next to me, with his meme. Is Eddie, aka Shaq, aka Hawkeye Henry. What's up, Shaq?
You already know what it is. I've been in these woods, young arrow in this bitch. You feel me? Catch me at the protest.
Yo, not gonna get that.
In the bottom corner, we have a new guest and a good friend of mine, Drew, aka CA Analysis. What's up, Drew?
What's up, y'all? We just cooling, so it is what it is.
All right, and below me we got Kareem, aka SoundCloud's next rapper. What's up, Kareem?
What?
Yo, just call me.
I mean, you don't like Wiggins.
Right.
We gotta find another thing.
No,
right.
that's definitely sound.
Nah, that's good. SoundCloud's next rapper. Hey, yo, I got one. Anchor's next rapper.
Good, y'all. What's good?
What's up? All right, this is Scion Review Core number 3. We are talking Avatar: The Last Airbender series review, and we're talking about the cartoon show, not that shitty live-action movie. We will talk about that movie another time. So, all of us are huge fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's been around for 15 years. And we have been talking for hours about the show, including some discussion in the podcast that will be linked below, and we will talk about that a little bit later in the video. And and we barely scratched the surface of Avatar, and I mean, most of the discussion was about Jet. So yeah,
Bro, we don't even remember that weak nigga's name yet, bro. You saw. Basically, someone in the group talking about Jet hard, and I'm just saying Jet folds a lot. For y'all, y'all don't know.
He's a great tragic character. He's a tragic character.
That nigga fold. That nigga fold.
No, it's not cap. That's what his arc is. A tragic character arc.
Being weak, bro.
No, that's what the whole part of a tragic character. They're supposed to.
I mean, it's tragic that he's weak, but it doesn't mean that he's a good
that's how.
You'll see. He's
never able to prove.
Yeah, this was basically our back and forth in both the podcasts and in our own discussions outside the podcast. But yeah,
it's not his fault. The writers.
All right. Let him go on to the next topic. Hawkeye.
We got it,
Mr. Hawkeye Henry.
Yo said Hawkeye Henry.
Hawkeye Henry.
Your man Jet was in that position too, bro.
Yeah. So with all that in mind, we have a lot of positives to say, but why don't we go the other way and let's talk about any negatives or nitpicks that we had about the show. Does anybody want to start?
All right. This is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shaq.
I'll go first, because Jet's the best character. One of my nitpicks with the show is, the ending is great until the last part of the Sozin's comment when the lion turtle magically gives him the power to energy bend and shit.
Right. That's been like a common a common criticism that the show gets. Is like Aang was given the two choices, either kill the Fire Lord or not, but then all of a sudden he gets like this third option, and that's always been like a thing that has been talked about. And for me, it's like I was fine with it, but it's also understandable of why that can be an issue.
I'm also confused because there have been rulers of tribes, like I don't know if it's a defined nation, but there have been rulers of tribes that don't have bending, like the Earth King, for instance. After the coup, he still was in control of the city somewhat. So maybe it's just different in the fire. Maybe you need to be a full-blooded firebender in order for it to matter. But then again, in Korra, I don't. They're like rulers. There's even more rulers that don't have bending. So I don't know. So
yeah.
I feel like
yeah. What do you think, Drew?
It might be friend. I guess because it's still a royal family. Because I'm pretty sure the Earth King and I don't know that I think we just saw the Earth King. I'm pretty sure it's like a royal family type thing where it's like similar to Zuko. It's like Zuko's family. They're all the same blood. So that's why they would be the same bad. I mean, if for instance if the Earth King had I don't know, like a I guess like the same like if the Earth King had like a mom and she was like a waterbender or some like just a random other bending stuff
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
that. It could dilute it.
I know, but
Because
he's
I think
ruling.
I think the Earth King was like he was just more used as like a figurehead and not really much of a
Yeah,
No, but
exactly.
like an
but
actual
after
leader.
Nah, but
after
Shaq's asking why like he doesn't have bending
Oh,
now.
why?
I
Hmm.
mean,
no,
not everybody
I'm not
has
asking
bending.
why he
Like
does.
if it,
No, I'm not asking why he doesn't have bending. I'm saying like to be honest, like if I'm so like I'm asking why do people not like there are people that it says so in the Avatar universe there are people that don't have bending that rule that are like royal families that rule right or have like political impact right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out why so they took away Ozai's bending. Why would Ozai not just all right? I can still
They
demand
still
all these things.
imprison. No, no,
Because
no, no. They
But
still
then like
imprisoned him.
but yeah,
He was in
yeah.
prison.
that was like Zuko's like thing to
Yeah.
get like to prison him
Yeah,
for
Who
treason of
Ozai got a
lords.
roll? Ozai gonna get folded. Ozai no power gonna get
yeah,
folded.
Yeah,
I
it made
suppose.
sense in that sense. Yeah.
yeah.
I
What
suppose.
do you think about that, Kareem? About the energy bending at the end?
I mean, I feel like they could have put something in that like showed that it was possible like a little bit earlier in the show. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm not that mad about
yeah.
how it
I'm not
happened and
either.
why it happened because really the turtle lion you have to be extremely observant to see like he was actually a turtle lion rather than just an island.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they say that maybe Roku might have found him. I don't think Roku first of all. So
Nah,
and it
Roku
just
ain't
I
not
mean it
Roku.
was a big coincidence, but you know,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was also
that's
kind
all
of the
I'm saying.
same way. It's like it is like kind of convenient that there was a third option, but it also like it didn't really affect too much down the line because like I think it
Exactly.
still yeah, and plus it kind of gave Aang a thing because he was trying to search for a way to do it more peacefully instead of ending Ozai's life, and that was an option that was handed to him. And he is like the avatar, so he does have like connections with other like spirits and other stuff like that. So I thought it was fair, but it is a valid criticism to give because it is kind of jarring of when it happened. It was like the third to last episode of the series. So yeah, that's fair. Um, a lot of the talks
Yeah,
of
it was
usually like when
yeah,
people
it was
say
pretty
like
Weren't they
boring,
hyping
worst
that
but
little
you know,
collar?
episode
Like the little creepy
is
collar?
usually
yeah,
the Great
the creepy,
Divide.
yeah,
What do you guys
I'm
think?
not
Ain't
Yeah,
ain't
gonna
that joint
front.
too?
yeah. I mean, it
That's
was
the
so
episode
funny, but
when
like
Aang's trying to
it
join
really
the
was one
for
of
me
the
it's like
yeah, the
for me the
yeah,
Great Divide is like I still gave it
yeah.
like a
Niggas was
seven.
talking
yeah,
in that episode.
yeah,
But like yeah, I mean like because they have done things like that before, but they made like those groups of people likable. In this case, in the Great Divide, it
yeah.
wasn't.
Both of them,
They were not
yeah,
likable.
exactly.
But
I
like it
didn't
was
like
like
either.
I think in terms of the episode, I think like the message was morely like it was facing like Aang is going to be the Avatar. He needs to learn how to control people who have different opinions, and that I feel like there were better options when he did it later, like in seasons 2 and 3 when he was able to do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, it is also a fair thing to say as well. What were you saying,
Nah,
Shaq?
my most my it's personal reason. My most hated episode is definitely when they killed Jet. Because
Yo,
like
stop.
like
Bro, he's
Oh,
actually weak.
everybody gets hit with a rock and they straight, but when he get hit with a rock, he gets dropped.
Hey, I mean,
That should tell
yeah,
you that he folds.
exactly. He's a weak nigga.
Maybe he was a denser rock than other people. I don't know.
maybe.
Just trying to make excuses.
Um,
And to be fair, it's Benders who gets hit by. Maybe Benders have higher defense. It's Benders who get hit by rocks usually.
This
They
man's
have
making
higher
every type
probably.
of
defense.
excuse. He just
Yeah,
folds. He just folds.
he's
That's
just
it.
not good.
All right, don't do that. No, don't do that. We're not gonna turn this video into Jet slander, bitch.
Bro, you
Why
brought him up
not? Jet Slayer is
again.
always welcome.
I'm
I'm
not
always bringing up weak niggas, bro.
Jet not weak. All right, next topic. Jet not weak.
All right, Kareem, what did you have any legit negatives or any nitpicks that you had?
I mean, The only thing that I think I found out a few days ago was they decided to make the movie instead of a fourth season. So I was really pissed about that. But other than that, like
Yeah,
I
but
don't really have
nothing
any big
nothing regarding to the
yeah
show though.
yeah. I
Okay.
don't really have any big nitpicks about the show. I love the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, nitpicks about the
Um,
show.
I'm gonna be honest. Like my first time viewing, my first time going through, like for me, it's like when I was like going with Azula. My question the whole time was like why, but then when I saw it the second time, it was much better for me. I don't know how to explain it. It's like she was shown to be a lot more corrupted than Zuko, and like she took like, and then she's very intelligent. She's usually calm, cool, and collected, but then it's like why was why was she like that? That was kind of the question that I had, but it was still like really good. I just was curious about that. You know what I mean?
And the
Why
whole,
she
I'm
was in
pretty
like
sure,
why
I'm
Yeah.
she
pretty
was a
sure the whole
cold-blooded
point of her
assassin?
character, I'm pretty sure the whole point of her character was that she put the facade on that she was a perfectionist when she actually like she tried to
Yeah,
act like
yeah,
she didn't feel emotion, but when she actually did, and it just came out
right.
when all
Yeah, I
her
And
felt like she was
yeah,
just hiding all of it for a long time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
And then like I think like it's and like, you also like when you see like she gets betrayed by May and Ty Lee, then she loses faith in everything. Like the Dai
Yeah.
Li, she gets rid of them. She gets rid of her handmaidens. She gets rid of her
low
servants.
key. I saw she was going crazy the beach episode
The beach
when she was
episode,
trying
yeah.
when she was trying to get clapped and she came out with that crazy shit.
He also she was trying to get clapped. What?
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You're right.
when they
You're
were
right.
all together and they were like relieving, like when they were talking about their deepest secrets, she was
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
yeah. It was
and
just
then
my
showing.
mom never. She's like, my
Yeah,
mom
she
never
says
loved
like,
me.
I mean, it's like my
But it's
mom.
okay.
My
she
mom
said
really
that,
liked
and
me,
then
but she
also
never really loved me. I mean,
when
it's
she was
kind of
trying to get
sad, but
clapped,
I don't really care. But that's
when
what
she
she
was trying
said,
to get
basically.
Yeah.
when she was trying to get clapped by the dude,
Yeah, and then she started
It's like
talking
Okay.
about
you and
she said
you
that.
and
yeah,
my you and my children are gonna have perfect people to rule the nation, stuff like that. It's like,
yeah,
it was
I
pretty
was talking about we're gonna be undefeatable or something like on some weird shit. Like, come on, cuz.
funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They gave us insight into character, and then the volleyball game where she's like
The
when they
volleyball
got
game.
the
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
3 points, she picked out some like that's how I knew she was crazy. She picked out
I
like
actually wish we got
maybe a
more
childhood
episodes of the.
injury. She leans to the left, or like, nigga, come on,
After
cuz.
that's hard. That part was hard.
yeah. That
that
was
was
I,
funny.
nice.
I
Yeah,
That was
I knew
nice.
she was
I wish we got
crazy.
more
Why you picking all
episodes
this
of
shit
like
up?
Zuko and Azula and like they're like it's like their
Yeah,
team
you're right.
Yeah,
Avatar. I guess the team
that's what
Azula.
was supposed to be in season four.
That
They
was
were
supposed
supposed
to be
to
in
like
season
have
four.
a
Word.
reconciliation and stuff. Yeah, and they were supposed to
Ah,
show how
I'm
Zuko
I
could
think
help like Azula and stuff like that.
I think it's in the books. I'm gonna try to read the books
No, no,
later.
and
it
in
don't
the
hit the
Yeah,
comics,
same.
in the comics, they messed it up. They just made her like a just like a
Insane.
villain
Yeah,
that's
she's
like no one
insane.
cares. Yeah, insane.
yeah, I
Like
guess. Yeah,
they didn't really touch on it the way like the original writers would do that. But
yeah. And one other thing that I noticed is like in the beach scene, Tylee was saying like how the reason why she's like a circus girl and like all like flamboyant and all that stuff is because like she was like in a family of six, and they're all like they look exactly like her, and they kind of act like her, so she had to like make herself stand out, and that's why she
I
was able to
mean,
do
there's
that.
six
But
of
like,
her.
but then
That's
she becomes a
hard.
Kyoshi warrior who all they're all face painted and
Yeah,
wear the
I was
same
like,
clothes.
gee,
So that was like that was kind of contradictory of what she said
yeah.
before.
They tried to fix that in the comics, so that was dumb.
I mean, I guess it's like going full circle, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a sort of thing. But yeah,
I
I get what
mean,
you're saying.
a family full of Tylee could get clapped. I don't.
Oh my, Tyler's like 15 years old,
I
bro.
mean,
Like what the
I
uh,
mean, they were 16 years old when
I
I
mean,
was
we
eight.
we were kids though. Not
So
gonna
that's what I'm
cap.
saying. So if they
I
age, they'd
suppose.
be older than me. So it's straight.
All
I mean,
right.
I got a brand up hole, so I don't know what to say about that.
You're
yeah.
right. You're right.
I can't
Yeah,
really speak on this.
if Drew was talking, Drew would say something else, but CA analysis, he just chilling, he's just chilling.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, now.
CA
Yeah.
analysis, he's fully, he's fully.
Anything else like from you, Drew? Any
From like
nitpicks or
criticism,
negatives? Yeah. Anything?
I don't know the weather, the temperature on this, but I wasn't I mean, I wasn't really feeling Katara like first season, but like she
Cause you a bitch.
it's just
See,
it's
that's the
part of
problem.
character development.
because you a bitch.
I mean, it's like I wasn't really feeling her first season. But she got better.
He's like,
She overthrew the whole social
What?
construct of the Northern
I
Water
mean,
Tribe.
not it's not it's not. I'm not saying she
Yeah.
wasn't hard, but it's just sometimes like I guess I can't. That's fine. That's fine.
She became like a weak little female.
It's
to be,
true that
like, at
she
the
was
end of the season,
no. It's
she
true
was a
that she
water
was a
lady. Got her
little.
close to water lady.
She was mad bossy.
She
That's
was,
what that's my thing. She was mad bossy.
Oh yeah,
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 she
you
was-
resonate with that.
But it also made
That's
She
what-
made
was,
sense
yeah.
in terms of her
Yeah, it made
character.
sense
I mean,
because she
yeah,
was
that's what I'm
like
saying.
one of the older like maternal figures in the Southern Water Tribe since they were so decimated. Like
Yeah,
there was like no
Yeah.
one
I mean,
there.
yeah, but it's fine. And season one,
Yeah,
Katara still, Season
Yeah,
one,
you're right.
season one, Katara was still getting bodies. Like she did body Jet. Like I'm not gonna forget about that.
All right, don't do
So,
that.
like,
Don't do
that's
that.
the
She
It is what
froze.
it is.
She froze that nigga after the Avatar beat. I don't hear that shit.
Yo, so the
Yeah.
Avatar, like,
And Jet almost
alright,
fucked, so we're not gonna talk about that. Jet almost fucked.
we gonna have some more Jet slander in this joint. I guess.
All right.
That nigga is soft.
So I think we got some negatives. If you guys have anything else, we can always cut back to that. So why don't we go
Hold
through?
on. I remember.
All right, go
Jack,
ahead. Go ahead.
did you say a character from Avatar was weak or was a bitch? We not gonna slide over that. You gotta talk about
When
that.
did I?
Oh, you're right.
See a cat. See that?
The
I'm like,
Avatar
cat
is weak.
Yeah, I told you.
I said a
He
weak
was a
moment.
bitch.
It was Aang
I
was
said a weak moment.
that's
I
crazy.
said
said
he was a
Aang
bitch,
had
though.
a bitch moment. That's why I said a bitch moment.
Now you called him a bitch. Don't do that. I want to hear that.
Okay, when you equate a couple of bitch moments, you could turn into more of a bitch. That's all I'm saying.
So you saying Aang was a bitch?
I mean, if we go down that rabbit hole, then basically Zuko had some bitch moments. If we're being
That's what
real.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on, bro.
they're teenagers.
Okay,
Get him, someone.
Aang still, but you know who not a bitch? Jet.
Bro, he ain't get no time to be. He ain't get no time to be.
I can't even take
Alright,
you seriously when you say
he
stuff like
folded,
this, bro.
You're
that's not a
right.
bitch. Say he folded. Say he's weak. That's not a bitch.
Okay,
Yeah, he
okay.
is.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, is he
I'll
a
agree
bitch?
with
He
that.
never. No,
I'll
he
agree
never
with that. I'll
lost
agree with that.
determination. What are you
Oh,
talking about?
shit.
He never
I suppose.
mentally he never folded. He just physically got folded. That's different.
No, he did fold mentally. He got taken and
Yeah,
and
he got
got
controlled. He got
brainwashed.
brainwashed. Nah.
Brainwashing is not.
Yo, it's a third GD.
Everybody
Yo,
who
y'all
got
hear
brainwashed.
that?
Brainwashing is making you a bitch.
Nah, if you're mentally
No,
strong,
but then he
then
broke
that's
out
gonna
his
work, bro.
brainwash with his own trauma because he a real ass nigga.
Nah, they
He broke
brainwashed
out.
him.
No,
G.
he broke out
All
his
right, all right,
brainwash
all
with
right.
his own trauma.
But he needed
All right,
help
all right.
though. It's not like he needed help breaking out of his trauma, bro. Breaking out of the brainwash. Someone else had to
Fire,
call.
Fire
him.
Nation,
he broke.
the Earth,
he
the
broke
Earth
out of
Nation
the
had him looking
brainwash
like
with
a
his
good
trauma.
boy.
Yeah. All right.
No,
Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. So we're gonna go through like each season of the show, or otherwise books 1, 2, and 3. Book 1, Water. When seeing the rest of the show, especially see books 2 and 3, you kind of see like a lot of it was mainly like what I found really good about season 1 is like there wasn't too much happening, but it was a good way to like develop these characters, like to understand who they are and understand their flaws and how they are as people, and that's what I really liked about that. Yeah,
it was symbolic because like season 1 was named Water and it was the element of change. So there was a lot of changes.
yeah.
That
All right,
that's
Shark.
why
Nigga thinking hard, bro.
like the northern. No, that's what the writers had intent.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's what they intended.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Avatar came back into the world, which changed like the whole like being of the world. The Northern Water Tribe changed. UA changed into a fucking moon. Like
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was some wild stuff in the season. Like I think like because like I watched it when I was like much older. But like at least like the full season in context. But like I didn't realize like how sexist Sokka was. And then
Sokka was big sexist. Hell of people were sexist in that arc though.
Oh yeah.
Even Master Paku.
Yeah, Paku was trying to clap Katara's grandma.
But at the end, he ended up loving Katara like a daughter almost.
Because he was trying to clap
Didn't he find
Katara's
out?
grandma.
Did he try to go smack?
He's right.
Didn't he try to go smack? Didn't Paku try to go smack at Grand or some shit?
Yeah,
that's what
he went to the Southern Tribe. He was like, I gotta go see her. I was like, kind of late though, but you know.
Yeah, and it was like good to see. And then you had the one episode, the storm. Yeah, the storm is like where that's where you get
Yeah.
the origin of the Avatar and Zuko, and like
Mhm.
how the Agni Kai and how Zuko was like he talked out of turn at a war meeting and then he had to face against his father and he didn't want to.
Exactly, and like they were
And he
really
burned his
smart
face. Yeah,
because directly after the storm is when Zuko put on the blue mask and had to save Aang from the
yeah, you're
from
right.
the Fire Nation.
And then the next
So
episode was the Blue Spirit. So you're right. You're right.
yeah, exactly. So it was showing how the dynamic between how Zuko was torn between him and like his country, like his own honor in his country at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever. I don't care.
And I guess this was another thing. Like this was also season 1 as well. With Bato, the of the Water Tribe. Like that was like when the they were like in the town, and then like they were being searched by June and her blinded mole, and like the one thing that kind of bothered me at that time was like Aang. He gets like the letter from their father, and he hides it for a while until it was like almost too late.
Wait, why?
Yeah, didn't he do that because he was scared they were going to leave him?
Because he thought they were going to leave him.
Another even though they've been with him since day one, and he has that just sounds like bitch ass insecurity to me. I mean,
that was
my
my kind of thing because he is like a monk, but it is also understandable thinking about he is 12, so it is fair, and he has a crush on Katara. He's like his best friend is Sokka. I mean, like it's understandable as well. That was just something that I noticed the first time, but like it was fine the second time. Yeah, and there were some good moments as well. You also have the introduction of Kyoshi and
Jet
and the Kyoshi warriors.
It's not important though.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's not
That
important.
Freedom Fighters episode was hard. Don't do that,
Bro, can you stop? The Freedom Fighters episode was actually good, but not for Jet though.
No, just no. That's hard. The lengths that some people in the
All right, bro. Okay.
Some of the rappers.
We get it. We get it. Your favorite character is Jet. All right.
No, I'm that. No, look at the whole episode.
I know the episode was good, but we weren't on it yet.
It has a good fight scene. It has a good fight scene.
No. It was actually it was a good episode.
Wait. What even happened? What even happened?
No. Remember, it starts out. They're in the woods. They get found out by the Fire Nation. And the Freedom Fighters come out and they show their abilities. Like Longshot has the arrow, Smellby has all the weapons, Duke has that big ass log. Then he brings them back, tells them what their thing is, right? And then we have that whole scene where Sokka goes out scouting with them, and then because Sokka didn't really fuck with him at the beginning. Goes out scouting. He almost beats the old man like about a poison dagger or some shit. Or Jet comes back and says like, oh, it was an assassin with a poison dagger, but Jet really just was cooning the whole time. Like I didn't like that how the nigga lied with the poison dagger. And then the whole plan, and then they were them stopping Sokka. Remember they tried to keep that nigga in the net. But then Sokka was smart enough to like outmaneuver through the nets and like get them caught. And then he has the fight, and then he calls the bird call. But then Sokka was able to he outsmarted Jet and got niggas out the city before the call went off. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean that was tough when Sokka did that shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you think about it, Sokka up until that point was getting hold every single episode.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, he was getting. Up until that part, he was getting hold. Like Kyoshi, he really got.
Yeah,
he got sunned by Suki.
No, he got sunned by like damn near everybody on the island. the only dub he got from that island, he got the kiss at the end. I'm not gonna hold you.
Who, Sokka?
Yeah.
Sokka got.
I mean, Sokka did break through the plan though, because they didn't believe him. Like Katara and Aang didn't believe him. He was like, bro, this man Jet's too good to be true.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you think that's the only
That's
dub?
what he's saying. He's saying that it showed the value of Sokka and how he was Like he
Yeah,
was
because
kind of
they
like
was
the
he was
brains
kind
of
of
the
getting old in
team,
season one.
And then
and he
like
was like the
and then,
realistic one too.
yeah, and then we'll when we get to season 3, you even see that get further established even more.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
another thing, you also have the introduction of King Boomy. I thought he was tight as well. Uh,
In season
yeah,
one,
like in the
Yeah.
season 1. That was like when Aang he just wants to go visit Boomy
Yeah.
and
Well, no,
then
he didn't
he
know
was giving
Bumi
him all
was alive yet. He
well,
just wanted to go to
you're
Omashu.
right, Mashu.
I forgot why though.
Uh,
Just I think it was just cause he
oh yeah,
wanted to visit.
he had like a list of like fun things to do, and one of the fun things was
Yeah,
like the
the
mail system.
cart in Omashu. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
and then Boomy, he was like basically, what was it? He was giving him tests, in order for him to like stop the, uh, because like he encased
Oh, Matt.
Sokka and Katara in like this crystal, and like he had to like prove himself to, you know, outsmart that thing so that they can get out of the crystal. So that was, yeah, that was fun as well.
And then the crystal ended up being rock. And the crystal ended up being rock candy. So
It was rock candy. Yeah,
just ate themselves out.
yeah. You're right. You're right. What else? We also had like the air temple where they had like the scientist and the guy in the wheelchair as well.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Um.
That episode was also It showed that what's called not all refugees are the same, and sometimes you gotta do stuff to get by or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, it
And
also
then the
had an actual crippled nigga.
he did.
yeah. And then, yeah.
I thought. I mean, I thought like watching season one was it's season one. I feel like season one was easily the weakest of the 3 seasons. Not
I
saying
mean,
season
yeah.
one was weak.
No,
I'm just saying like if we go if we
Because like most of
I
it
know
was based on character development. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
setting
Yeah,
up the
yeah.
setting up the world as
that's what a
well.
lot of season
Yeah.
ones are.
I just want
And
season
then
two
You
and
don't
three
want your
went
season
harder.
one to be better, and then it gets. You don't want your season one
Yeah,
to get better, and it
you
gets
don't
better.
want
I'm
it to
not.
be
I
like
know. I'm not saying season one should have been the best. I'm just saying like I'm saying
yeah.
like season one like it got a lot better. Like all right, no, you know what I'm saying. Basically,
I know
Yeah, I
what you
mean
mean.
they
And like
introduced Toph in the second season, and like so
yeah.
like of course it's gonna get better. And then Zuko came in the third, so like
and like
It was
most of these episodes were like
But think about it.
standalone,
But
but it's like
the
they
only
were
reason
like good ways to establish that.
yeah.
Yeah.
A
You
lot
know
of
what?
people like Toph. A lot of people like Toph and like her whole character. The only reason they know about that is from season one with Boomy. So like the whole wait and listening bullshit.
yeah,
I mean that's important, but yeah.
that's very important.
Yeah,
You also wait and listen.
that's very important because every other Earthbender doesn't do that shit.
Yeah. All right.
Only
And
the
then
good ones do.
we'll get to the last 2 episodes. The Siege of the North, and the battle with the Fire Nation and the you get Admiral Zhao. We didn't talk about Zhao. What do you guys think about him?
That was weak as hell. He
Oh
folded.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
I
hold you.
mean,
He folded. I don't think he
he
won
was
that.
weak, but he was a good like straight up villain for season one, and then
Yeah.
after that Azula came in.
I'm
So
trying to tell you, like Zhao weaker than Jet. Let me just Zhao destroyed his own. Zhao
I mean,
his-
Zhao would
yeah.
fold Jet though. Let's be honest.
That would
Okay,
definitely
obviously
fold
he has
Jet.
bending, but like you think about it, he folded his whole fleet. Aang was dancing on that nigga. He lit his whole fleet on fire.
I'm saying he was dancing with that nigga.
I mean,
Yeah,
we know that what's weaker is Zhao in the movie, but we're not gonna get on that. Zhao was voiced by Jason Isaac.
So it's Zhao. It's not Zhao.
Zhao.
Yeah.
Zhao.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's
General
a Chinese
Zhao.
Zhao was
Oh, you're wild.
voiced by Jason Isaacs, who played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series. So I thought his voice was pretty tight.
No worry. Too bad it was for a week, I guess. I feel it though.
All right. Yeah. So yeah. We never talked about Iroh. But I feel like we'll get like even more in depth with Iroh and Zuko, especially from seasons 2 and 3. So we'll save that. We'll save.
Season one had an episode with Iroh where he gave us backstory on Zuko or whatever. and like
Yeah.
he was on that ship.
Yeah, the origin.
And his ship, his crew members hated him or whatever, or they didn't
Yeah.
really like him.
Yeah, and then he was just trying to tell them why
Yeah,
he's
and
like
he
that.
explained them why. Yeah, he was just like a wise, like joke cracking person at the time. I feel like,
Yeah.
but we didn't really see how wise he was until like season 2 and 3, and
Yeah,
then we saw a colder one as well. I think he really redirected lightning in season 1, but I'm not 100% sure. I
redirected
feel like he
lightning.
did.
I think he
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he did.
did. No,
He did.
no,
During
yeah,
that
they're like,
episode.
yeah.
It was during that
When
episode.
they were
I thought it was
talking
season
about the prison. We were talking about we'll be happy to take the prisoners home. That's and I don't know if that was season 1 or 2. When the hot spring episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Also, no. Also in it was in season 1 during the storm. Like during the storm where he was telling them about Zuko's thingy. He redirected lightning so it didn't hit the boat.
Right.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get into
Yeah.
Iroh. We'll get into Iroh more in depth coming up.
Thanks for watching. If you like movies, TV shows, comics, and video games, support the channel by clicking the like button, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Also, share the video and check out the YB podcast, where we talk basketball, movies, TV shows, and anything that comes to mind. Links in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Peace.